your turn. So, I topic today is basic first aid and emergency responses. Basic first aid and emergency responses. Are we ready? Got it? Yeah. Basic first aid and emergency response. What is first aid? Someone, what is first aid? What is first aid? What is first aid? My students, what is first aid? Let me assume that my students don't know what is first aid and move on. Yes, Alex.
That is just an immediate care being to sick person or an injured person.
An immediate care. Thank you so much. For those who are writing, first aid is an immediate assistance given to a person suffering from an injury or a sudden illness before professional medical help arrives. There are two things that we are seeing, very important things in the definition. We have an immediate assistance. And the second thing that we are seeing is before professional medical help arrives, meaning that a first aid is not a treatment. Even if you do a first aid to someone else and stabilizes, you need to do what? You need to seek medical assistance. We are together. I really want us to understand first before we dive into it. I will rush through so much first because I have a practical at the end. We have first aid and emergency responses. What are emergency responses? These are a set of actions. These are a set of actions that taken to stabilize a person's condition and prevent the situation from worsening until professional help is available. They are more simple. First aid and emergency responses, they are almost simple. Now, we have three goals of first aid. Three goals of first aid. They are the three P's of first aid. We have the first aim of doing first aid is to preserve life. The first aim is to preserve life. The second P, that is prevent the condition from worsening. Preventing the condition from what? Worsening. The third P is promote recovery. Principles of first aid. So we should understand first the principles of first aid even before doing the first aid. So this is the guidelines of when you want to do a first aid, you should have guidelines that will guide you. Number the first principle, you must ensure safety. You must ensure safety. And most of the time, you must prioritize yourself. Are we together? You are the first priority. You must be selfish in this so as to avoid putting yourself in danger. So, how can we ensure safety during our first aid? Number one, we must remove any hazard. We must remove any hazard. What does this mean? What does this mean? If it was fire that was causing danger, we must remove it. That is the first thing. And the second thing, we must stabilize the environment. Kama watu walikuwa wanapigana, we must stabilize the environment first. Waseparate ndio kuja kushughulikia mwenye ameumia na wewe. The second principle, assess the situation. Assess the situation. How many casualties do you have? Who do? How many need immediate care? How many need immediate care? How many will you prioritize? Who should you prioritize? Those are the questions that you should ask in an emergency situation. So meaning that when doing a first aid, you must be someone who is reacting fast. You must be a faster thinker, so as to make an informed decision to help a person. The third principle, call for help. This is a very important one. Call for help. You can do this by calling an emergency line, 911 or 999. Which emergency call do you know apart from those two? No? Someone? Yes, let us start. Begin with you, someone. Yeah, so that during an emergency you will be able to know who to call. The fourth principle, provide care within skills. Another very important point. Usianze kufanya vitu zenye hukushua nazo. Do something that you know well and you are confident with it. The fifth principle, prevent infection. We had said that you prioritize yourself, so you should prevent infection. By doing what? One thing that you can do to prevent infection, you can wear gloves. Another, wearing masks. Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you so much. Those are enough for me. Yeah. Now we are going into another subtopic, that is primary survey. Primary survey. Wenye wanaandika waandike primary survey. Hiki kitakusaidia moja mahali. Not ignore first aid. Primary survey. For example, if I can ask a question, what will you do if you get on the school gate and you find someone injured? Someone lying there at the gate, probably maybe he has gotten an accident. What will you do in that situation? I need two people to respond to that question. Yes. Yes. Nirudie swali. Tumetoka hapa saa hizi umeenda huko nje and you find someone injured, maybe amepata accident, what will you do in that situation? Because that is an emergency. You need to do a first aid.
The first thing I will do is to know whether there is anyone doing the assistance before perhaps volunteering to help. Volunteering to help if there is none. Perhaps I will check the severe of the accident where the person has been injured. If it's something which can be taken care of, like done for first aid, then I will take the next steps to, if it's bleeding, to stop bleeding and so on. But if it is very severe, then I will call for help.
Thank you. So, someone to read for me the book of Proverbs 3, verse 27. Proverbs 3, verse 27. Proverbs 3, verse 27.
He said,
Yes.
"We go not good from them, to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it."
Thank you. Inasema, not withhold good from those who it is due when it is in your heart. When it is your power to offer first aid, what should you do? You offer first aid. And someone can read for me also the book of Luke 10, verse 33. In Luke 10, 33, we get the story of what? The Good Samaritan. Thank you. Someone mwenye amefika hapa nisome. We find the story of the Good Samaritan. So the Good Samaritan was just in his normal activities, and he finds an emergency. Akafanya, he acted accordingly. Someone to pick up and say.
He said, "But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring him oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him." At 5. And on the morrow when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, "Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee."
The first thing the Good Samaritan did was to do. What is the first thing that the Good Samaritan did? Which is first aid. Then the second thing, still, which is first aid. And the third thing, and what is this? And what is that? Seeking medical assistance. Now, the premise of it, we have an acronym ABC. We have an acronym ABC. The acronym ABC. Mwana nyamazanga ni ngoja au kanaandika maandiko. The acronym ABC, A stands for air. A stands for air. When you find somebody lying there, how do you come out conscious or unconscious? So the first thing you should check is airway. How can you assess for airway? You do assessment of airway by lifting the head or tilting the head backwards and lifting the chin. That is, we are going to demonstrate here, if time allows. You just first tilt the head and lift the chin, here, kidevu, inaitwa hiyo chin, yeah. We are going to see that. The second thing, unit, B stands for breathing. Breathing. You assess for breathing. You assess for breathing. How do we do this? By listening. First we look, we listen and feel. We look, listen and feel. Unaangalia mtu kama kifua inainuka, you will see the pattern. That is the first thing. The second thing, you listen by hearing na masikio. And third thing, you feel. Maybe by placing a hand on the nostril. We are going to demonstrate, don't worry. The third thing, that is C, circulation. We check for circulation. We check for circulation. By doing what? By checking the pulse. And mostly we use the carotid artery because it is the most vital artery. It takes blood to the brain. Unajua carotid artery? Unajua carotid? Carotid artery. I'm sure that everyone knows once did bio in high school and in general. Carotid artery. Can someone kupunguza hapa ziko mbili, hiyo kitu ni falsetto. Umesikia? Dori umesikia? Umesikia? Yeah. We are done. So, most of the time, when you find that those three things we have mentioned, that is the survey or the assessment, hazizikiki, haziko kabisa. We need to do something. That is the thing that we are going to discuss next. Tulisema tuko na A, B, and C. A stands for B stands for and C stands for. So, if you find someone who is unconscious and not responding, you do CPR. CPR. Mshaisikia CPR? Mshaisikia? I think kila mtu amesikia CPR kama mimi ndio na CPR. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. CPR. Kama mshiona hata kwa movie mtu anafanyiwa hivi. Mshiona? That is CPR now. So today we are going to learn CPR. Na nataka muandike notes because I'm going to demonstrate and I will be using the notes to demonstrate. So, CPR is used when someone is unconscious and not breathing. And its purpose is to ensure circulation. That is CPR. CPR. That is pulmonary. Amos, unanipata? I'll say Nimesema nini? Ah? CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. And it is main purpose is to ensure circulation. It is main purpose is to ensure circulation. And while doing CPR, you must also accompany it with breathing. We discussed three things, that is airway, breathing, and circulation. So when doing CPR, those three things must accompany them, of which CPR itself is C, circulation, because CPR enhances circulation. So those three components that we saw during our primary survey or assessment must accompany CPR. Nanipata. So uh, the procedure, the procedure, the procedure of CPR, according this is according to American Heart Association. The first step, put the person is back on a hard surface. Una ensure this person that is lying on a hard surface. We get to know the reason why when I'm demonstrating. Put the heel of one hand, your hand, on the center of the victim's chest. For those who are writing, put the heel of one hand, your hand, on the victim, on the center of the victim's chest. And in position shoulder. Put the heel of one hand of the center of the victim's chest. And this center we measure from the nipple up. And place the other arm on top. See, and the fingers interlocked. And ensure the elbows zikuwe straight. Then your shoulders should be 90 degrees with the 90 degrees. So we are pressing with our own body weight, not the hands. I hope you are getting it. The third step, use the image. So after 30 compressions, open the person's airway, you see the head tilt. We're going to explain you. And check for normal breathing. We said we check for normal breathing by doing what? In our B, we said, how do we assess for normal breathing? Yes. You rest in your hand. Yes. Thank you so much. Were you in my class? I is a good student. We look, listen, and feel. So we check for normal breathing. And in our big still, we use mouth breathing or mouth to nose breathing. That is rescue breath. But if you have equipments, there are other equipments that you can use, such as mask. But in our setting, we might need to be able to access those equipments. We just use your mouth to mouth. Does that sound crazy? Yeah. During an emergency, you must do everything to save a person's life. Life is more important. Even if it's your mother, you must help during an emergency. This should continue until help arrives. So that step we are looking is for adults. For children, we use the same procedure, but we use our two fingers. We use our two fingers. We use our two fingers. Another thing that we are going to look at is choking. Choking. Kunyonga. It occurs when solid food lodges in the pharynx or larynx, or when a liquid is at the end into the larynx or trachea. I hope you understand. I have now started brushing. Uh, Signs of choking. Unajua sign of choking? Yes. Yes, Alex demonstrate. Hiyo. Yes, hands clenched. That is a universal sign. Yeah, most of the time that is the sign that we use, but sometimes we don't want to sign the choke, or yeah. So we were focusing more on verse 8. So we use Helmic, Helmic, Heimlich maneuver. Heimlich maneuver. So we are going to demonstrate this one. Tunaenda kufanya CPR ndio tumalize. So Heimlich maneuver, HE mwenye wanaandika Heimlich. So I like us to be in pairs. In pairs. But you consider gender. Yeah, you consider gender. Let us do faster. Mkuwe in pairs. Na mtasimama. Please save on time. It didn't say this. I'm going to read the procedure. So I'm going to read the procedure as you demonstrate. Okay? I'm going to do to read the procedure as you demonstrate. So the first thing we do, start behind the person. Wrap your hands around the waist. Tip the person forwards. Tip where was the best man? Okay. Make a fist with one hand. A fist. Yeah, good. A fist. We did. With one hand, consider this. So unaiweka ina hivi. So yeah. So unaweka slightly above the navel kitovu. Then grasp the fist with the other hand. Press hard, usipress. Wait until press hard the abdomen with a quick upward thrust as if trying to lift the muscle. Now you can. So the first thing you say, you stand behind the person, then you wrap around the waist. Then the person should be slightly, yeah. Then you clench your fist, then you put it slightly above the knuckle. Yes. Then level 5. You can you do a total of 5 abdominal thrusts. Then, but you do 5 times if the thing still blocks the airway. But if amekuwa relieved, unachana. Okay? Yeah. That is for an adult. Huwezi fanyia mtoto. That is for an adult. So, and also for pregnant women, and also base people. Base, watu wenye wako na mwili kubwa na uzito mingi. Okay, so in pregnant women and obese people, we do in pregnant women and obese people we do chest thrusts. Chest thrusts. I will say that later. Instead of the abdominal thrust. By doing the same procedure we did during CPR. Do you remember the procedure we did during CPR? Yeah. And also in infant, you sit and hold the infant face down on your forearm. Namshika mtoto, ndio. This procedure is very much important. So for those who are going to become parents, utababaika hapo kwa nyuma. So this is very important. This is very important. Give 5 low back blows between shoulder and the leg. Upper. This leg is noting the object. Ukifanya this leg is noting the object. Ukifanya tu CPR is same as doing that chest thrust that we saw. It will help the person the object to be dislodged. And something that I prepared burns, fractures, shock, scissors, not bleeding. But I'll first do the CPR so that if there will be time, that's when we are going to do the other or first aid. the other first aid. Nani ako na lesson? Someone with that lesson. Ladies, discuss this. It is very good. Hakuna mwenye akonaye kabisa. Ndio. I think one person prefers to wear them. So we say that we put the person on a hard surface. And remember, when you bring this things here, you must make sure that when pressing, it goes 5 to 6 centimeters deeper. So, client. So this is our unconscious question. The first thing you say, we do. You might come. Clearness and conscious. Others here. Cindy. Clearness and conscious. Others here. Cindy. That is when you start checking for airways. So utaangalia nini ina block, kama kuna kitu ina block asibreathe vizuri. Ndio you check. That is by looking mostly the tongue. The tongue is the most thing we look at. Unaangalia the tongue kama imeelezeka kama swali unairekebisha, si ndio? And the second thing is if you do, so the airway, the second thing we do before breathing, we are still in the air. We tilt the head as we raise the chin. Okay? Ina allow us to see you. The second thing we said for breathing. So we said, how do we assess for breathing? We look, our glands not breathing. We look, we listen and feel. So our glands not breathing, is not breathing, then we feel the glands not breathing. The second thing we said we do, we check for circulation. Most of the time we listen by the curtain. So the pulse is not there. So what we should we do? To find the pulse is not there. The first thing in CPR you say is we locate already our service. We locate the set of the chest. We do this by checking the nipple and the set of the chest. Hapa kwa nipples. Yeah. We put our hand, the heel of our first hand here, and also we put the other one here. Then we interlock the fingers. Then we straighten our. Niambie nimwambie mwandiki hiyo procedure. Hata sasa minister ongea. Hiyo ndio utakuwa umepatia procedure. So tunafanya hivi, then we interlock. Ndio we straighten our elbow. Then yes. That thing is so painful. And also what I did say During CPR, there might rise complications, that is fractures. Ukifinya sana unaweza mvunja kifupa. Yeah. But lazima tufanye because we are saving what? We are saving money. So ukishafanya hivyo then unapiga. How many compressions you save in each? That compressions. Then followed by and also we say 2 rescue breaths after every 30 compressions. Okay? 2 rescue breaths after that compressions. You do rescue breaths by closing the nose, then unapiga kwa mdomo. Sawa. And remember to do 100 to 120 compressions per minute. That is how many compressions per second. 100 to 120 compressions per minute. 2 compressions per second. So it means that you must be faster. And also, ukuwe na mtu mwenye anakusaidia. Ukichoka, unacheka. Sawa? Together? Yes. Yes. That is for another. And we said that in a chart, what do we do in a chart? We use our 2 fingers. Yeah. Sorry for that. Not 2 fingers. We use 1 hand. Not 2 fingers. We use 1 hand. Compress na 1 hand. Moja unaweza weka hivi, then compress. Okay, any question?
Hapo kwa tunasema how many beats hiyo compression. Ngoja, hapo kuna an app called metronome beats. Tulipewa tukiwa huko tunafunzwa. You can use it to track your rate.
Yes, that is a very good.
You set like your 100 beats per minute, then unaeka count like hiyo ni beats mingi, 46 hiyo ni mingi inaenda. So kama
Can you set compressions per minute? I'm 120. Sasa utakuwa unaenda na hiyo hiyo yes. Mwingine mwenye ana question, mwingine mwenye ana question busy, mwenye ana question
Umesema sijui hapo best nituambia the significance ama importance.
Oh, yani stress. Oh, on a hard surface, not in a soft car or a sponge mattress. So, wakati una give compression, we are aiming to go 5 seconds or 6 seconds a day. Sindio? Wakati utakuwa unafanya kwa mattress pia itakuwa inacheka. Ndika mnapata. Yeah. Mattress ikienda chini pia itakupatia that false impression that unasukuma. Yeah. Another question? Another comment? Yes. Bands. Hizo studies just Once if someone gets a burn, you put running water for 10 to 20 minutes and cover with a clean, non-sticky cloth and avoid ice or ointment. Remember, avoid ice or what? Ointment. Any question?
Which water?
Cold. Cold. Running water. And we avoid nilikuwa natarajia mniulize mbona hatutumii ice because hiyo ndio most of the time we use. Senior? Ice. Ice, when you use ice on a burn, inaweza cause coldness, yani excessive coldness, which will reduce circulation and also can cause frostbite. Frostbite in excessive cold. When you have excessive cold, kuna vile your skin reacts. It is just similar as when excessive heat, kuna vile your skin behaves. So inaenda kwanga hivyo. So ointment ile inaweza leta impurities or it might cover your ointment ina cover the heat. So it conserves heat. Now kuendelea kutumia fractures. If you find someone has got a fracture, you immobilize the fracture by using a splint and avoid moving unless here you can apply ice to reduce pain. Scissors. You know what scissors is? Scissors. Around them, you can harm them. That is the first thing that you should do. And do not restrain that person. Just let them have their scissors, they will be okay. And you can also use pillows or it soft your utensil. And also after scissor, put that person in a recovery position. About in a recovery position, but due to time I won't do it. We will do it another day. We put them in a recovery position, lying on side. Now make sure that the head is lifted and the chin lifted, and also make sure that you clear the secretions to clear the air. He was bleeding. Sit the person upright and lean forward. The person should be sat up upright and should lean forward. Pinch the soft part of the nose. Then ask the person to breathe through the nose. Asal, you can demonstrate it again. Yeah, he did it someday. Sit upright, then
Then unatumia hizi finger the thumb and hii. Then hapa ni soft sana. Then unafanya hivi. Na breathe kwa mdomo, then unaachilia kidogo. Kisongo. Na kuita. Itasiza na kuita hicho.
yeah, and also apply a cold compress to the nose or forehead. And when that person rests and advise that person to not to blow the nose even for some hours after the nose bleeding. That is what I had. When people understand this first aid concept, umepata this first aid concept yenye ulishika, nataka kila mtu not kila mtu tumesoma hapa leo. I want some people to give me some first aid concept yenye umeshika. Tuanze na hii iko la mtu mmoja by raising your hand. Start. What are we? What are we? Yes, Uncle. Thank you. Yes. Well, we CPR. Thank you so much. In this column, we have lion. Right. Yeah. Maneuver. Thank you. Not Alex. Luxury. Yes. Basic procedures. First aid procedures. Yeah. Amos. Amo. Yes. That column is bone. CPR. Ilikuwa imesema bado kuna zenye hajasema. Yes, but thank you so much. Yes. Also, what have you learned? Thank you. So that is, and also we learned how to respond to an emergency. Senior. Yeah. I'm done, and I really hope that you learn something. Yeah, itakusaidia siku moja utaelewa kusema kile ulicho mbele. Also to the kids where utakuwa na watoto. Yeah. Take these things seriously. Sawa. Otherwise, thank you so much for your cooperation, and you go ahead to the next speaker. Yeah, and also when a person is able to cough during a choke, usifanyie hiyo. Sawa. When a person is able to cough during a choke, usifanyie hiyo maneuver. Sawa. Thank you.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine, is far.